Are these from Buc-ee's or Atwood's?
From Buc-ee's.
Oh, I'm going to steal those.
You can ask them. I feel like nobody has heard of it.
She told us, I was like, who is Bucky and where'd you get it from?
You
They're
have not left the coast yet. You need to go.
Brother
I don't
Bear.
get a text.
Oh yeah.
They have 90 gas pumps. You're missing
Oh my
out.
gosh.
It's
They
amazing.
have the cleanest bathroom. Yeah, they do.
And they have beaver nuts.
And chocolate covered almonds.
And really good beef jerky, as well as other kinds of jerky.
Literally.
Okay,
Convenience
so
store.
gait with horizontal
Fucking
head
buy
turns.
clothes. Oh, it's crazy.
All right, so listen, this is horizontal right here. Remember we talked about vertical being up and down in the last session. Horizontal is here. Now what do you suppose gait with a horizontal head turn affects? Yes, it does. And so if they're knocking their vestibular input around, they're depending on, and I'm going to say this carefully, what? Somatosensory and visual, right? However, visual also gets a little bit of input challenge because of the movement of the eye. But that's not what we're worried about. The fourth one is our gait with vertical head turns. And that is simply looking down and on command looking up. And on command looking down and on command looking up. Again, what do you think the input is that's being challenged? It's the vestibular. It's just one more component. Gait and pivot turn. I'm walking. I can pivot and I can turn. Right? And that's what a pivot simply is. 6 is step over an obstacle. Now, Aaron, tell me what the instructions say under step over an obstacle.
Begin walking at your normal speed. When you come to the shoebox, step over it, not around it, and keep walking.
Alright, so this test is designed many times to be done in a home. And so a shoebox is a very customary thing to be found in the home. We don't have a shoebox in our clinic. We do have steps. Very, very close to a shoebox size. I mean, I realize maybe this is more along the size of, some boots that would be very fashionable. But that's about the height and the width of a shoebox. All right? So the patient would be walking. They would have to stop, negotiate the step, and then continue walking. Next on our list, step around an obstacle. So they walk to it, and they have to step around, and then continue in their path. What's next on our list?
Steps.
The steps. You see our steps? It says, walk up these steps as you would at home, using the railing if necessary. At the top, turn around and walk down. So they are going to come to the steps. Perhaps they use the handrail. Perhaps they do not. Right? And then turn the page over for me here and look at number. Sorry. That's it. So let's look at the criterion on how they grade it. The first one, walk your normal speed for 20 feet. Well, what we're going to do is we're about to hand you your skills check. Your skills check is basically this right here. Now, it's pretty easy for you to look at these things and read these off, right? The only problem is you can't have this with you the whole time. I'm going to give you back your skills check from Friday, or from last week. And I noticed that some of you were a little too dependent, maybe on your paper, and you'd lay it here, and you'd go here, and good job. Wait right there. And your patient fell and broke their hip. Your patient fell and they broke their hip because you let them go. Now listen, when it comes to balance and when it comes to gait, there's only one thing you cannot do, and that's abandon your patient. Let me say it again, you cannot abandon your patient. And if it was you that abandoned your patient, let me just say, don't make it happen again. The gait belt's there, and guess what we're doing? We're doing gait. So guess what you're going to definitely be putting on? A gait belt, right? Your job will be to have a chair to set up all of your scenario. You walk them, and you hold them the whole time, and you give them the commands. Now, you can look at the list and say gait level surface, gait and change in gait speed, gait with horizontal head turns, gait with vertical head turns. All those things you can look, but you better hold on, right? You better hold on. And do you remember that unique thing about data collection? We haven't done it in a few skills checks where I would ask you to like do blood pressure, do pulse, listen. Your data collection for this one is at a random point. I'm going to say your patient's tired and they need a rest. What do?
Set them on the mat.
Somewhere. You're going to get them to a rest point. And what I'm watching for, what I'm listening for, are your communication skills to accurately get them safely to a place to sit. That's what we're looking for. That's your data collection. Your number one safety, critical safety element though, is planning. And so you're going to want to plan your approach in this gym. There's going to be a section marked off for 20 feet of level walking. There's going to be a step out. There's going to be stairs. What's your plan? What's your plan? That's what we're looking for. Oh, and by the way, don't lay your papers down over here and leave your patient standing right here and go back to your papers. Got it? Yes, ma'am.
Are we gonna do
That's a great question. I am not going to require you to make an objective note for this one. Because everybody's going to write the same thing. No.
I might be overthinking like I always do. But is this where you plan, like you work the bigger muscles? So like maybe like stairs? I don't know.
No, don't worry about that. I know, and no, you're good. Thank you for overthinking things.
You're very welcome. I will do it every time.
This table's good, I promise.
Well, it's a good question. Now, for this one, what we're doing is we're learning the assessment. Now, what I can't stop telling you is take the assessment to your treatment. Take the assessment to your treatment. Listen, when you're riding in a pump bed in just a few months, literally, like, you're a month and a half away from going to your second clinical experience. And you're like, well, we're doing gait. You can't just say that you walked a patient. What you can say is, we did level gait, and then we did gait stepping over obstacles, right? So here's the assessment, is they walk and they step over. But, what if I did this?